Tiff the Garden Goddess here, and I am coming to you from the backyard, Dallas, Texas. Just got off of work. I'm still in my scrubs, and I've realized I've been putting this off, but my tomatoes have gotten so big that I need to start tying them up. I currently have a few tomatoes that are on like tomato cages, and then the other ones are just propped up with bamboo sticks. They're also getting really big and they're falling over because I need to trim them up a little bit, kind of prune them up a little bit, all the side shoots. So I want to go show you guys, try the best I can, show you guys how to do this. This will increase production, help keep them off the ground so there's not as much disease, and that you can get as many tomatoes as possible. So come along. All right, so here is my massive collection of tomatoes. This one's like growing over the tomato cage. Originally, I think I put like 6 tomatoes here. There's 3 rows, 1, 2, 3, and I put 2 on each row. And they're just all over the place. It's just a hot mess. If you want to go in a little bit closer, let's see. Lots of flowers, no fruit yet. Oh, look what I just found. This is obviously a beefsteak tomato. Yay! You guys have just witnessed me finding my first one. Look, there's another one. Wait a second. Yeah, right there. My dog hears my voice. He's getting all excited. Yay, so, oh, and another one. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. Obviously, I haven't been out here in a second. This might be a cherry tomato. I don't know. But this has tomatoes all over it. So more reason for me to like get it off the ground and just so you can see, this is where it starts and it's actually on the ground, which isn't that bad, except, you know, it'll start rooting and stuff like that. So it goes all the way up here. And when you're trying to prune tomato plants, what you're looking for are these little side shoots. It's kind of hard to do and hold the camera. But, okay, there we go. So you see you have the stem, and then you have this one, and then you have this little side shoot right here. There we go, right there. That's what needs to be cut off. And even little stuff like this needs to be trimmed off because it's not doing anything. It's touching the ground. It's gonna get disease spreads. Unless I can kind of start propping this thing up a little bit more, it goes up, and it's in the tomato cage, but I just want to start trimming off some of these side shoots here. Like this right here is unnecessary. You keep going up, you got fruit there, but this little rinky-dink thing can come off. There we go. Like little elbows. Oh, like here's one right here. So you have the main stalk, and then you have this elbow that's just coming out. Yeah, it might produce, but more likely not. So I'm just gonna take this one, this middle one, off. And tomatoes are known for this little 3-way elbow triangle thing. I don't know if that's what it's called, but these can be snapped off, and it just means that the plant is putting more energy into producing fruit instead of trying to keep this random branch alive. So the way you do that, I'm going to show you with this one right here, and then I'm going to do the whole entire plant. Make sure you have some nice sharp shears, which I do, and then you just get really nice and close and you snap it off just like that. I only have one hand, so I had to let it drop like that, but be careful. Anyways, so I'm going to trim this up, kind of prop it up. I have garden yarn here that I'm going to use to kind of tie it up to the tomato stake. Yeah, here we go. wanted to flip the camera around and show you all some perfect examples over here. Excuse me. So once again, you have this little trifold thing happening right here. And I usually just cut the one in the middle, honestly. Ooh. Just like that. I will admit, tomatoes smell so good. I love the smell of fresh tomatoes. Right down here, let's see. There we go. Right down here, you got a little corner. We're gonna cut that. And then, oh, here's a big one. So, it can be a little deceiving because once again, this one is larger and taller and all that great stuff, and this one is doing great as well, but it's just unnecessary. All three of these aren't going to produce flowers, so you just cut one. You just cut that off. Ooh. There we go. So anyways, tomatoes smell amazing, and I don't know if this is facts or not, but I can't stand hornworms. And I feel like if I can smell the tomatoes and they smell great, I'm sure the hornworms are like, I smell cut tomatoes. So I always make sure that I get the cuttings. I don't leave them in the garden. I get them as far away from my tomatoes as possible, every single piece. I mean, it's gonna take a little bit for them to heal over, but at least this isn't just like bait for hornworms. Let me take you back in here just a little bit. So you see how I've cleaned all this up? Anything that was like on the ground or anything, I cut off. Anything that was brown and close to the ground, I cut off. Anything that kind of looks like this is worth just pulling off. That's kind of eaten up and chewed up. It's just unnecessary to keep on the plant. You just want to kind of clean it up a little bit. So yeah, I really didn't have to tie it up. These stakes are doing a great job keeping together all 6 of my, well actually it's 5. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, there was one that was right here that didn't make it. It just has grass growing in here. So they're doing a great job keeping up all 5 of my tomato plants. So yeah, just keep an eye on them and make sure that the bugs, hornworms aren't chewing out on them, excuse me. And yeah, trim them down so that you can get maximum production and the biggest tomatoes possible. Okay, and then just real quick, these are my bamboo tomatoes. It's going to be on these bamboo stakes, and you see they are sprawled on the ground. It's so sad. So there's 3 tomato plants. You have this one back here, this one right here, and one over here, but this one has fallen over and is falling into that one. So essentially what I need to do, gotta be careful because that has tomatoes, is I'm just going to pull this up. And I'm gonna use the string to tie it up. So I'm gonna do that and I'll be right back. All right, so now it's up. I know it looks like a mess, but because it was leaning that way, I tied the string to this knot. So you want to tie the string to a support that is opposite of where it's leaning. So it would have been silly of me to try to support on this one over here because it just would have flopped over. So that's the beauty of having the 3 stakes. And then as you go up, I put one right up here because it was flopping that away, and so I just then tied it to this stake over here. So at the bottom it's tied to this one, this one, and at the top it's tied to this one. Now I'm gonna clean it up because it looks a hot mess and there are leaves all on the bottom. So no fruit yet on this one, but I am gonna trim it up. I'll be right back. Okay, so a little bit different angle. You see how I've cleaned everything up back here and just kind of straightened it out. So you follow the stem all the way up here, got lots of flowers. We should be getting some fruit off of this pretty soon. This is a Roma tomato plant. At the bottom, it had a lot of like eaten up yellow stuff, so I'm happy I got that done, and I got it off the ground because yeah, a lot of the stems are kind of bent and stuff like that. Actually, I'm looking at this one right here, right in my face. Just gotta trip that off. There we go. But yeah. Oh, look at me, guys. There we go. There we go. I think we're looking good. Like I said, the leaves look a little weird and they're kind of wilting a little bit, but that's because I think they were on the ground and just squashed. So once again, this is the third one, or the next one that I'm gonna kind of prop up because it's leaning to the back. So we're just gonna prop it up a little bit and give it a little bit of support. I'm also gonna do the same thing to this one over here, which has gotten pretty big. Actually, it's not doing so bad as far as being off the ground. Look, got a little diseased leaves that we need to take off there, but I'm gonna prop this one up as well, so just a little bit, and then trim these leaves at the bottom off. Alright, so with this one, just tied it up right there just a little bit, trimmed it back quite a bit, and then this one over here, I trimmed up a whole bunch. I kind of OD'd on trimming that up, but it's fine. I just love these leaves. Oh my gosh, these are such pretty leaves. This is a San Marzano tomato plant. I actually got this from a nursery and I love this plant. I can't wait to see the tomatoes. Well, more importantly, I can't wait to taste the tomatoes. But I am just like in love with these leaves and plants. This is a tree. This is not a disease. This is not bugs. Don't leave a comment about it. It's just pollen or seeds, I guess, from a tree or whatever. But anyways, that is how I prune and trim out my tomatoes for maximum production, to make sure they don't have disease and make sure all the energy is going towards producing big juicy tomatoes. If you like my videos, like and subscribe. Love you guys and peace.